Demos la bienvenida a los equipos de Rusia y Croacia. Let's welcome the national teams of Russia. Señoras y señores, bien, para escuchar el himno nacional de Rusia. Gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Russia.
Warm up, toss of the coin, and soon this Group C match will be underway. The other teams, of course, in Group C, Costa Rica and Australia. And the Australians, in fact, have been at all the World Championships so far, one of only 5 teams to have done that, but their record is not strong, it's not impressive. And Costa Rica here qualifying for the first time. So an opportunity for both the coin, the two captains. It's Matic in the blue for Croatia and Verishnikov for Croatia. As we have a look at the starting five for Croatia, as I mentioned, Matic the captain, Eklic, Gradovic, Budikin is the goalkeeper, number 12, and Chuljak. As I mentioned, certainly in the starting five, Tomacic would have been there, and I'm sure you'll see him in the starting five for the other matches in this tournament. But he is, well, pretty happy with himself, I'm sure, after signing that 4-year contract with Detroit. Number 2 is Yeremenko.
I'm looking forward to seeing Yeremenko because he was one of the stars of the championships held in Spain back in 1996 when Russia finished in 3rd place.
And they possibly could have done even better than that when you think there are only 3 draws in Spain 96 and Russia were involved in 2 of them. 3 draws in the 24 round robin matches and the Russians in 2. So perhaps unlucky not to have won more games and had an easier draw. They also competed in Hong Kong in 1992. So the Russians at their 3rd successive World Championships, the Croatians making their debut. As the match is underway, Chuljak with the first possession for the Croatians. Eklic, and early goals important. Number 5, Matic, wearing the skipper's yellow armband. Matic goes out wide. Gradovic looking for Matic again in the corner. And the Russians yet to touch the ball as the cross goes in, and that was a good chance early on. Gradovic was there onto his left foot, and I think it took the keeper Denisov by surprise, but the shot was just away to the left. My word, what a chance in the opening 30 seconds.
Very good opening indeed there for Croatia, no doubt about that.
Now the Russians with a chance. Mark him as number 7. He goes to Alek Berov. Yeremenko, number 2, the tall, fair-haired player. We look forward to seeing him put out of play by Gradovic. It'll be Russia with the ball once again, just beyond the halfway. These matches played in 2 20-minute halves. 5 players on the pitch at any one time for each side, and up to 9 substitutions, an unlimited rotational substitution. So depth of talent all important. Yeremenko again. It's taken off him by Gradovic. Once again with the Russians. Number 4, Verishnikov. Alek Berov goes back to Yeremenko, and they take it back into the back half once again. So the Russians trying to build something up. Yeremenko is always a key as they go forward. Chance now in the D. No whistle. Eklic goes out to the left side. Number 13 is Chuljak. Both these teams playing a conservative brand of football in the opening moments. A very similar style. Long shot, and again it's wide, and once again it's Gradovic. Now he is emerging already as a danger man. He's had 2 shots on goal, one from short range, the other from long range, and missing to either side.
Gradovic is one of 4 players in this Croatian side who play semi-professionally in Italy. He was also in terrific form in the qualifying group that Croatia were involved in.
Already a substitution being made for the Russians. Number 3 is now out there, Agafonov. He has the ball at the moment as he goes to Katchuk. Belly. In fact, quite a few substitutions. Agafonov. So already the Russians deciding to swing things around and perhaps try to take the Croatians by surprise. To Katchuk. Through the legs of Gradovic. And just a little too long. No, still in play up the sideline. Trying to work it forward. They're being very patient in this attack. Belly, one of the players who was in Spain in '96 when they won the bronze medal. Katchuk. Agafonov, strong pass to Belly, who controls it well. Still going Belly, and out comes the keeper to save. Budigan. Quickly on the break, but it's cut off at the halfway. Handball has been called.
Sorry, Mike, it was noticeable there that the Russians increased the tempo very, very quickly once they'd made those substitutions.
And they made 3 substitutions at the one time. All of that in the opening couple of minutes. We've played just over 3 minutes in the opening half. Chalyak. Chance now for Russia. This is Malusov, gets it back to Belly. Tachuk. Well, now it's to Agafonov, who puts a wide pass. Malusov was not expecting it. And 4 of the players out there now were not in the starting 5, so that indicates the depth of talent the Russians believe they have. Matic. Nice pass. Eklic. Well, it's got to be said, when the Croatians go forward, they are certainly more attacking. They have put in 3 shots now. Denisov, the keeper, knows he's in for a torrid day. So the corner will be taken by Markim. Grudovic. Eklic. Back to Grudovic. He really is the main man. But loose pass this time. And Kachuk couldn't take advantage of it. The ball was at his boot. But forced out of play by the Croatians. So Russia, Belly, nice pass.
Fabulous movement there by the Russians, particularly Divish Shagic, who was making a move across there.
First corner of the match for the Russians. It's going to be taken by Kachuk. Back to him now. Malusov. Belly got the pass in. There's the shot, the first shot on goal. It came from Belly, but he didn't really get hold of it. He was off balance, and the ball was away to the near side. The tempo just starting to lift a little as we see this opportunity once more. Belly getting the pass, Malusov back to Belly, and just sliding as he got his boot to it. Kalchuk. Eklic. Croatians would be hoping for good things at the World Championships, but 5th of the Europeans. They have qualified for the European Championships again next year. And now making their first appearance here. Once again, the Russians, the cross, but who was waiting for it? Perhaps it was intended for Verishnikov. Alek Berov put the pass in. Cleared away. And that will go over the sideline. No score after 4.5 minutes of play. This Group C encounter between Russia and Croatia.
And the Russians having far more of the possession now. There's a lot of good movement there from the Russians.
Long shot, and that was damaging. Whoa, didn't miss by much. It came in from Alek Berov. So the Russians not afraid to put some shots on goal at the moment. The Croatians were doing it early on at the other end. And Budigan decides to allow it to pass.
I think the goalkeeper was caught out there.
I think he must have been. He's conceded the corner. Why he let it go, I'm not sure, but now he's got a save. Good save by Budigan. First time he's really been forced to exert his influence. At the other end. Chance for Croatia. Markim is there for Russia. Miromenko out of play. It's going to be a Croatian ball. Gricha. Back it goes to one of the substitutes, Nalvisaya. Gricha again. Well, he just looped it up, and it was an easy save for Denisov, who is a fine goalkeeper. 2 saves in that penalty shootout against Spain, who, of course, were the silver medalists at the last World Championships. Alek Berov. Back to Varishnikov. Goes out Shukov. Now Yeramenko, he was substituted early, back in the action. Regains, does well as he's brought down. Remembering both sides can accumulate up to 5 fouls per half. Beyond the 5th foul, they will be taken to that spot just in front of where that free kick is going to be taken now, the 10-metre spot. The shot just wide. The pass was out wide to Alekberov.
And interesting tactics there by the Russians. They actually had a player right in front of the goalkeeper there, Butigan. You can see here, it's Veshnikov who moves away just at the last moment.
Another shot, this time taken by Malvizhaya. 2 European sides. The Europeans have done so well at the World Championships. They provided 3 of the 4 semi-finalists in 1996, but it's a matter of catching the Brazilians. They have won all 3 World Championships, and they are going to be very hard to beat again. Belly has the ball. The Russians passing it around, back to Belly. Smallest player out there for the Russians. Still has it. Shot on goal. The save. Budigan was there. Belly looking dangerous. And the Russians ball back again. Belly. Chance. No. Close to the first goal. Kachuk had the chance.
That was a very good block indeed there by Gricha. But the Russians raising the tempo. Their close skills are really something to watch. And this character, Bilal, is proving very, very troublesome indeed.
Once again they go down there. A shot over the top. Kachuk. Well, they are really posing some problems for the Croatian defenders at the moment. And Budigan in goal knows that he has to have his mind on the job every time they go forward. Gricha. Once again, it's this man, Billy, who shoots, and Budigan's out. Good save. He committed himself. He came out towards the edge of the D. And Billy could just put it into him. Rebounding over the sideline. Here's that shot again. It was a good run down the left side and into the right leg. 7.5 minutes gone. 0-0. Kachuk. Billy back to Kachuk. Didn't get onto the pass. One of the veteran Croatian players out there, Del Pont. The Croatians have 5 players in their 30s. Budigan, the goalkeeper, is the oldest, 36, along with Matic, the captain. Coach Marijan Brancic. And a big moment for he and his team at the World Championships for the first time. One of 5 teams making their debut appearance. Alekberov is back in the action for Russia. Has the ball now. Varishnikov. It's a patient build-up. Budigan. As quickly the Croatians break back. But there's no doubt about this Russian defence. They are back in control very, very quickly. And that's an important part of this game of futsal. The pitch measures approximately 40 metres. It can vary between 38 and 42, but they must measure somewhere in that region, 40 and 20 wide, so it's not large. And all areas must be covered quickly. Chance for Russia once again. Down goes Yeramenko. Budigan.
It was a great surge of pace there as well by Yeramenko, as we've already mentioned, was one of the stars back in 1996. Russians are really working hard for each other. Varishnikov, the skipper, alongside Alekberov in the centre, doing all the fetching and carrying for them.
Back goes to now Gricha. Charapina. Number 6, Alibic. Got it back to Gricha. The man with the orange boots out there, Charapina again. And we speak about this Russian defence and really allowing the Croatians nothing at all and eventually forcing the error. The poor pass across the sideline right on the halfway. Midway through this opening half, and it's 0-0. 3 accumulated fouls to 1 at the moment. That wasn't threatening. There's 3 players, as I mentioned, in the 30s, so this is quite an experienced Croatian side. Eglic straight into the Russian defender there, Agofonov. But they will take the corner, Croatia. It's going to be taken by their captain, Matic. Denisov getting his leg to it. Speaking of experience, though, the Russians really with the important experience. 11 members of this team were part of the European Championship winning team. 6 members were part of Spain '96. That really does bode well. Billy. And Russia looking threatening again. Matic was there. Good block by the Croatian skipper. Still with Russia, though. Alek Beryov. Billy. Agofonov. Chavchuk is a very impressive player. He's in most of their build-ups, and so is this man, Billy. Chavchuk. Well, the Russians are playing a waiting game. Billy. The Croatians are very attacking when they can go forward, but Russia, after a slowish start, have settled. Billy goes down. No whistle. Grudovic. Now Matic. Chance for Croatia. Grudovic again. It's going to be a Russian ball from the side. It's quite a big side, this Croatian team. Matic in that attack, desperately looking for the first goal for his Croatian team.
Great powers then when they got forward with Croatia. Grudovic, who has scored so many goals for them, certainly in qualifying. Very prominent, as was the skipper.
And it was Grudovic who took the ball away from Russia then. Nice pass by Matic, who was off balance. But Russia come up with it. They go forward. Strong defence by Croatia. And still, after 11 and a half minutes, no goals scored in this Group C encounter. So Russia, who would come into this tournament as one of the favourites behind Brazil, probably second favourite on that basis, but really finding the going not too easy against the side that was 5th at the European Championships. Chaljak. Matic, straight into Billy.
I just wonder if the Russians are now running out of ideas. The Croatians well organised in defence, there's no doubt about that.
Iglic. He's got Grudovic making good ground. The pass will go towards that big man. He has it now. Taken away by the little man, though, Billy. Good break. Chavchuk's out wide. In goes the shot, just left. Oh, it was a difficult shot, deep in the left corner. On his left foot, trying to curl it around. And Malusov was unable to make the angle.
What a great run this was by Billy again. He's really impressed during these opening stages. And great vision, too, to pick out Malchev.
Chaljak. Does Croatia take it back down the pitch? Grudovic. Eglic. Back to Grudovic, who's going to have a lot of work to do. Matic. Oh, Grudovic was waiting for it. It just bypassed him. Malishev. And once again, the Russians will slow it down and bring it back and try to build it up. Vereshnikov got it out to Markham. Back it goes to Yeremenko. Chaljak. It's going to be Russia with it, though. Yeremenko. Markham at the halfway. Yarmolenko went to his left, then right. Nice pass back to him. Chance for Russia. Oh, Markham, no! Budikin the save. The shot came in eventually from Vereshnikov. They had their chances. Probably the best chance Russia have had so far. Vereshnikov again. Alek Berov. Yarmolenko. Russia so close to their first goal. Markham. Vereshnikov. And Russia working very hard to try to take the opening goal of this match. Alek Berov. Yarmolenko. But they really do retain possession of the ball very well. It's a patient game, a waiting game, and it's very difficult for Croatia to gain possession. It was off the hand of Grudovic, and it's going to be Russia with it again from the side. Vereshnikov through the middle. Alek Berov, and it hit the woodwork.
Russia are getting plenty of chances. There's great movement, particularly from the players who instigate them. You know, the initial pass is working for them, and they've got runners off the ball, and Croatia at the moment just can't cope with that.
Matic. Now, what can Croatia do as they take it forward? They're not getting as much of the ball as they were, but they will take a corner here. It was off Alek Berov. Matic, the captain, and he will take the corner. Grudovic waiting for it. Grudovic! Ball straight into the keeper, and he has to go a second time. Denisov. Grudovic, the man who looks to do all the scoring. Just wide this time from Yarmolenko. Again, a tough shot right down the left sideline. But what a player this man is.
That was a fabulous play by Yarmolenko, but good thought as well from Denisov, the goalkeeper, who was alert, and he saw the movement ahead of him. He saw Yarmolenko starting to get on the way forward.
Grudovic. It was after the whistle. So, still no goals. 5 accumulated fouls against Russia, so any beyond this, the Croatians will go to the 10-metre penalty. There are 2 penalty spots in the game of futsal. One at the 6-metre, right on the edge of the D, and the other at the 10-metre. This is a free kick just outside the D, so the wall will form, but any fouls beyond this, Croatians will go to the 10-metre spot. 3 in the wall. Matic, out wide, into the side. The shot came in from Markham. Quickly down to Yarmolenko again, but very quickly back there, the Croatian defenders in numbers. That's what you need to do in the game of futsal. Matic. Grudovic. Markham defending well. Markham, good work by the Russian to take the ball away, and Yarmolenko has it. Both these teams allowed a timeout each per half. Yet to see that. It's a very tight tussle in the first half. Kachuk out wide. Malusov and Agafonov. Kachuk. Agafonov, what a save! Great save! Oh, Budikin under pressure again. The shot was on target, and Budikin got up there with the right hand to it. So both sides have had some opportunities. It's got to be said, Russia with more of them.
Budikin, though, in terrific form. He's 36, the Croatian goalkeeper. He's dripping with sweat. It's not comfortable for him out there. It's very hot inside this stadium. And I wonder if that will count against Russia in the second period.
Russia with 59% of the ball. Croatia 41, so they really are dominating, but Croatia with some scoring opportunities in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the match. Croatia with most of them since. Vili. Kachuk. Back to Billy. Again, this very sustained build-up. Billy, what a run! The corner. In fact, was off the Russian, so it's going to be a goal kick.
Well, if Yeremenko was the star for Russia in '96, I wonder if Bealey will be the star here at Futsal 2000.
I was actually speaking to Bealey before the game, and I said, who are going to be the stars for this Russian side, apart from you? He modestly shook his head. I think he was joking. He really does look like a fine player. Loose ball down there, but taken away by Denisov. Once again, this fast break by the Russian side. Kachuk. Kachuk still going, but can't get through. Charapina, good block, good take. Can't get past Bealey, who will take the ball again. Out wide, Kachuk, what a break for Russia. Big chance, great pass, knocked wide, Bealey. Oh, he was sliding onto it. Kachuk got the pass to him. And Bealey had the best scoring chance of the match so far.
It was a fabulous break, though, by Russia. Kachuk there, able to see Bealey sliding in. He's had so many opportunities, though, Bealey. Nice look up there by Kachuk. They're getting closer, though, Mike.
It's a matter of time. And so much relying on the number 10 for Croatia, Gradovic, to try to build up something. At the moment, it's out to Kricha. And now, Nalibic. Nalibic will take it from the side. There's not too long remaining in this first half. VIPs here in their numbers, supporting both the venues, El Domo and this venue for groups C and D. Chance for Russia again, once again into the side. The shot came in from Vereshnikov, finding only the side of the net. Charapina. Chukunov. Long, and a shot that didn't hurt the keeper at all. Denisov easily taking it. Yeremenko, wouldn't the Russians like a goal before half-time? They deserve one. That was ambitious. Charapino, as Croatia attempt the fast break. Pass was a little wide. They'll try to build it up again. Clever work with the ball. Chika. Absolutely nothing happening with it. Should have done better, Gricha.
We're in the final minute of the first half now. It's been a game of containment, really, by Croatia, but they've done well. They're very well organised in defence.
Not over yet as Russia take it forward. Their danger man, Yeremenko, has it. Difficult area as they send it over now to Alekberov. Mark him as the seconds count down. 30 seconds before half-time. Yeremenko. Vereshnikov back to Yeremenko. Mark him. And they will take the corner. So a late chance now. 17 seconds remaining before the break. And Russia with the corner. And certainly they are looking the better side, despite the fact that the scoreline is locked up at 0-0. Yeremenko gets it away. Once again, Burikan in the right spot at the right time. Sent back quickly by Denisov, knowing that time was ticking away. Burikan. 8 seconds before the break. Perhaps a chance for Croatia. Kricha. Well, that didn't threaten the goalkeeper. And that is half-time. A scoreless first half, but it's been an enthralling first half where Croatia looked to have some scoring opportunities in the opening moments. It was their danger man, Gradovic, who was putting the shots towards the keeper. A couple of good saves by Denisov, but as the minutes started to tick by, it was Russia who began to assert their authority, all for no reward, as they go into half-time with a score, Russia 0, Croatia 0. Welcome back to Teodoro Flores, where we are watching this Group C encounter, day 2 of Guatemala 2000. And at half-time, it's Russia and Croatia locked together at 0-0. It's been an enthralling first half. Both sides with some scoring opportunities. Russia with more of them, but they were unable to penetrate the goals. So the second half is just about to get underway. And I'm sure the Russians would be disappointed to go into half-time without a goal on the board. Croatia also had some opportunities, but most of them came in the opening minutes of the game. And as the half wore on, it was Russia who obviously had the ascendancy. The Croatian bench and the VIPs who are supporting this game, they will be at each and every one of these 40 games at Guatemala 2000. And João Havelange, the honorary president of FIFA, is among the dignitaries who are watching the action.
And of course, João Havelange yesterday saw Brazil in impressive form, the world champions, 3 times world champions. They've started brightly. The Russians have started brightly here as well, although they've yet to score a goal. So many chances in the first half, but you have to say, Mike, that the Croatians were well organised. They were eager to get people behind the ball whenever they went in possession.
Well, it's a big moment for this Croatian side. Matic, the captain, has led well. 5th at the European Championships, and coming from 5th at the European Championships to playing the bronze medalists at the last World Championships is a big step in their first outing at the World titles. But they have done well in the first half. The Russians lost to Spain, or rather lost to Brazil in the semi-finals of Spain 96. The score there 6-2, and I suppose given the dominance of that Brazilian side, no real problems in a scoreline with that. They defeated Ukraine 3-2 for the bronze medal. I mentioned only 3 draws in 24 round-robin matches, and Russia had 2 of them. The crowd building up here. As we're about to get this second half underway, and it'll be the Russians to kick off. Number 10, Bili, was such a good player in the first half. And so too the man with the ball, Kachuk. So Kachuk now gives it away to Bili, and the second half is underway. Group C, Russia against Croatia. Agafono, Kachuk. Well, pass not quite taken cleanly. Malusov, he had it and then lost it. Well, nonetheless, a corner going away of Russia. And it's going to be Kachuk to take it. Agafonov. Malusov got it back to him. Kachuk. And he brings the Russian goalkeeper into action for the first time in the half. The Europeans have really got the numbers in terms of dominating the sport of futsal, but they don't have the number 1. In goes the first shot of the second half. Kachuk was the man who put it in from deep in the right corner. And once again into the side of the net, as they did so often in the first half. 17 attempts at goal in the first half, only 6 on target. The Croatians had 8 attempts on goal, and 6 were on target also. So certainly the percentage is better for the Croatians. Kachuk. Agafonov. The feature of this game, Bili, nice pass, but, well, nobody on the end of it. Watch for Bili in this second half, number 10 for Russia. Nice build up there, ending up with the captain Matic. Gradovic, he is the key man as far as Croatia is concerned, and you feel that if they are to score a goal, Gradovic is going to play an important part. Gradovic to Eklic. Now Martinic, oh, and chance for the Croatian captain early in the second half. Matic just couldn't quite put it away.
Good hold-up play here as well by Grudovic. Matic is the leading goal scorer for Croatia in international, joint leading goal scorer anyway. He's got 28, one more, and he'll be the highest scorer ever.
Billy, well, he was looking for his number 6 over there, Malusov, just a little wide. This is a tight encounter, and so much resting on it. Certainly the Russians expected to go through to the second phase. Now, substitution being made. Number 2 out there for Russia, Yeramenko. And he is one of their better players, certainly the man they would look to for the goals. Markham will clear it away. Passed it around well as he takes it out wide. Also in that play, Alekberov again from Yeramenko. Alekberov still with it. Loose pass, nobody there at all for him. The man who it was intended for would have been Vereshnikov, but the pass was a little wide. Vereshnikov now to take it from the side. As Russia will pass the ball around with patience, trying to find that opening, find the crack in the Croatian defence. This goes the shot from the side, and I think that took them by surprise. Vereshnikov it was. The shot came in much quicker than the Russians would normally do. They normally pass it around much more than that. Markham will take the corner. Now looking for Vereshnikov's head. Couldn't quite find it. And the ball will go back to Croatia. So once again it's tight in the opening 2.5 minutes of this second stage. And still the score remains at 0-0. It's normally such a high-scoring game, such a fast game, this game of futsal, but we see the differing styles, the flair of the Brazilians yesterday, and then the different styles by the European sides. Both of them are here. It's something of an arm wrestle, trying to get this goal that will break the deadlock. Yeramenko goes down, so the foul has been called a pushing foul. And number 3 for Croatia, Devishagi.
It was a rather cynical block, wasn't it?
Well, it was a nice move. Waiting for it was Vereshnikov again. So he's becoming a key man as they build up their attacks, looking to turn it into the net.
Although both sides are allowed 1 minute timeout in each half, I think the Russians were reluctant to take advantage of that in the first half. They wanted to try and keep the momentum going with so much possession and so many skillful players in that side. Everyone comfortable on the ball, but you have to be when you're playing futsal.
Well, they really did dominate the possession. At one stage, it was 59% to 41. It evened up a little as the half finished. Yeramenko. Defenders there in numbers. Chance once again. Markham gets the first goal. Russia score at last. It's taken a long while, but in the 23rd minute, finally, Russian break the deadlock. It's 1-0.
Great skills here by Yeramenko, just shielding the ball and holding the covering defender off. And there was Markin to get the ball beyond the goalkeeper there, Butigan. Managed to get a lucky break off it, but they all count.
Del Pont now on for the first time for Croatia. He puts a shot in. Didn't see any of the action in the first half, but has a strong left foot. There's the score, 1-0 to Russia. So, the corner for Croatia. Now fighting themselves down by a goal. Del Pont. So they force it out wide. Devishagi got it back. The goalkeeper had a very good first half. He needed to, mind you, with the pressure that was being applied by the Russians as they took it forward. And now again, Yeramenko for a second. No, good save, Butigan. Yeramenko found some opening, and very rarely have the Russians been able to find that sort of space when they go forward. Yeramenko almost. Good save.
And it came after a mistake by Croatia. If you've got possession, you've got to keep possession. There's always the danger that you'll get caught on the break if the opposition win the ball back so easily. particularly if you're committed to coming forward.
Kachuk. So Malusvos is there, and Vizhnikov, after passing the ball, takes a break, and that allows this number 3 to come on, Agafonov. Bili is back in the action as well. They will have to watch him, the Croatians, as Russia will be gaining confidence now, having finally scored that goal that they had been looking for. Still in their own half. But they will be looking to build upon this 1-goal lead. But by the same token, as the shot went in wide, Kachuk. Well, again, it was good passing. A man in the middle of that, number 10, Bili. These two small players, two very speedy players for Russia, passing the ball between them. And finally, the shot was just put out wide. Kachuk to take the corner. Agafonov. Oh, that was a nice cross, perhaps a little bit too strong. And Malusov unable to get his head on the ball. Agafonov, Malusov. The European champions up by a goal early in the second half. This Group C encounter that also includes Costa Rica and Australia. The Russians play Costa Rica in their second game. Another chance. Kachuk, oh, another great save, Budigan. My word, he's under pressure. But the Croatian keeper is doing a grand job.
Brilliant movement, brilliant shot by Kachuk, and a fine save as well.
And once again, forcing the corner. So the Russians will continue to attack. Well, that was loose, and they'll be disappointed with that effort. And let's have a look at this shot once again. Bili was the man. Kachuk, and look at the save. Agafonov. Kachuk. Malusov. Bili back. He was looking for Malusov again. But the Croatians really have defended very well under the pressure that's been applied. Gricha. Del Pont. Back to Gricha. Two go down. Bili. His play goes on. And the whistle has gone Croatians' way. Both players crashing heavily. It's a very hard service. And let's have a look at this collision once again. Malusov, and going down very heavily, tripping Gricha. As they now have to mop up some of the perspiration. It is very stifling. It's a very warm stadium, little airflow. And the mop goes out, as it does in the sport of basketball. Very important that there's no moisture left out there, as the players can do themselves some nasty injuries. Berezhnikov. Now, Yeremenko. Looking for Yeremenko to really force his presence in this game. And he's been involved in many build-ups. Markham, he's had some scoring opportunities. But as he takes the ball once again, he's yet to become a dominant player that I'm sure he will in some matches throughout the tournament. Matic. Nice pass from Matic. In it goes, and really no chance. Gradovic, it was hopeful. He was going at speed and didn't really get control of the ball.
Well, Croatia now have to be a bit more adventurous. They've allowed Russia to get forward and to have the bulk of the possession. They've played a containing game, but now they're a goal behind Croatia. They've got to maybe be a bit more adventurous to take the game to the Russians, and that will leave gaps in defence. Look at the possession there, 60% for Russia.
Yes, and that's improving as the match goes on. It really has blown out since half-time. And as a result of that, or with that, the Russians have been able to score that important goal that puts them in front at the moment, 1-0. And that's in the 28th minute. Now, at the other end, Matic hits it out wide. And number 13, Chuljak, running onto his left boot. So the corner going to Chuljak of Croatia. quickly, Gradovic. And once again, it's a Croatian ball. Keeper doing a good job, both keepers doing a good job. They play such an important part in futsal when they're always under pressure. Still there, Matic through the traffic, does well, but no opening now. Gradovic. Right over the goal line. Denisov, fine keeper. He is the man who saved 2 penalties in the final of the European Championships in 1999. Yeremenko didn't have enough room down the sideline. Will take the ball though. Yeremenko, something of a veteran at 30 years of age, one of the oldest players, but one of the better players in this impressive Russian team. There's the free kick now. Defenders back in position. It's about 10 metres from the goal. Finds the head of Gradovic. So Russia still with the ball, this time from the left side. Once the whistle blows, the players in futsal have 4 seconds to play the ball. That's why it's such a fast, such an exciting game. Yeremenko. Berezhnikov back to Yeremenko. Can send it out to the right side if he feels like it. Instead, he goes back into his own half. Malusov. Yeremenko taking a break after making the pass. Malusov over the side. Well, Croatia trying hard to create some chances, but they're just not getting enough of the ball at the moment. Loose passing there from Russia. And much Russia, more of that they may.
Sorry, Mike, Russia have just made 3 substitutions.
Well, that's exactly what we saw with Brazil yesterday. As another chance for Russia. What a save! Big, powerful shot from Malusov. And Burigan was there once again. Well, the work of the keepers really is one of the features in this game of futsal. It is so exciting. They are so often under pressure. And look at this boot from Malusov, right on target.
The goalkeepers have to be good shot stoppers. They're all short and powerful. There aren't too many big keepers, but they're like spring-heel jacks. They're quickly off the mark.
And that at 36 years of age for Burigan. Age not slowing him down at all. Malusov, pass was intercepted though. Croatia with a chance. Gradovic. The captain, Matic. Eklic. Still there for Croatia. Where's the support though? Over the sideline. So it's been a low-scoring game, a very tense game. And yet the score really not reflected by the dominance of this Russian team. Matic.
And it's perhaps significant now, Mike, that the 4 part-time professionals currently in Italy, or the 4 Croatians who are currently in Italy as part-time professionals, are all out there. They're all 4 outfield players, although they're making a switch now.
Probably does indicate there's not quite the depth, generally speaking, in this Croatian side. Apart from those who play in Italy, and of course the man who's not here, Tomicic, who has just signed a 4-year contract to play in the United States, the others play as amateurs. The Russians, on the other hand, are professional players. 10 of them with the one team. Dino Moscow. Bili. It's really just a matter of holding onto the ball, and Croatia not able to get it back. Malusov. Agafonov. Deep. That wasn't a bad shot as it turned out, and it wasn't too far away from Bili, who was lurking in the D. Well, it's a powerful shot right on target. The Croatian defenders back there in numbers. Kachuk. Chance. Agafonov was there. Croatia will bring it back. Desperate not to concede a second goal, Croatia. It's tough enough for them to get one, which they've been unable to do. If they were to concede another, this is clearly going to be a low-scoring final outcome. And another one here could just about blow Croatia's chances. Once again, the keeper brought into it. Denisov. Bealey. Good break from Bealey. He has a chance. Oh! Budigan was down. The keeper was down, but he had the recovery. And Bealey was unable to make the most of it. Great recovery from Budigan.
Bealey's had some terrific chances. It was a good throw out by the goalkeeper. And he just had one look up before cutting inside. Goalkeeper was committed, but he recovered well.
Kachuk to take the corner for Russia. Looking for a second goal that would make things very difficult for Croatia. Kachuk again. But once again, he finds the Croatian defenders. Gricha got it out. Gricha again. Yaramenko. Russia will hold on to it and try to create another opportunity at the other end of the pitch. Yaramenko. Markham looking for his number 4 in Vereshnikov. Still though with the Russians. That percentage, 60% of possession and growing for the Russians. Vereshnikov, nobody there. He had Yaramenko on the left and he had Alekbarov on the right. He couldn't find either. Shot was cut off. Oh, plenty of power from Alabic.
And that was very near a goal because of this deflection there of Vereshnikov. Deceived the goalkeeper.
Still there for Croatia, and that was a wasted opportunity. Down by only a goal. But times are starting to become a little desperate for the Croatians. They know, surely, by looking at the draw, they will have an opportunity to go through to the quarterfinals in this competition if they can produce their best form. They are against Costa Rica and Australia. This is probably the easiest group in the whole championships. And certainly an easy group for the Russians to dominate, as you would expect. But my word, they are finding goals hard to come by against Croatia. Jarapina. Alabic. Where can he go? Tries to get around. Through the legs. Still there for Croatia, but now it goes Russia's way. Yaramenko on the break. Yaramenko! Oh, what a goal! The fast break down the left side for that danger man, Yaramenko. 10 goals in 5 games in the European Championships, and now he gets his first here at the World Titles.
Well, Yaramenko created the first goal. Now he scored the second one. That was a very good finish. It was Malbesa who came across to cover the run forward.
And that is his reward. A goal, and then he takes a break. It will be preserved in the early stages of this tournament. He will have a key role to play as the tournament progresses. And Yaramenko on the score sheet. It was a matter of time. And now Russia, through loose passing, will have a chance to take it forward once again. So 2-0. There's goals coming in the 23rd minute to Markham and the 32nd minute to Yaramenko. And Croatia now with a huge job on their hands. A low-scoring game, but a very strong defensive unit, the Russians, as they have another chance now. Agafonov goes down. Free kick, and the foul is called against Alabic. Remembering, both sides can accumulate 5 fouls in any half. Once it gets beyond 5, the players from the opposite team will go to the 10-metre penalty spot and take a shot on goal. The wall in place now. In goes the goal again! Number 3! Agafonov, as Russia begin to dominate this game against Croatia. Denis Agafonov scores his first, and Russia get number 3. Lovely set play.
And it's often so difficult to score from set plays in futsal. So many blue shirts back there, but Agafonov managed to find a way through.
So the scoreline now, Russia 3, Croatia 0. And Russia through Bili, go forward again. This is dangerous, this is dangerous. The goalkeeper lost his footing. He's up again, out of position. Bili as the goalkeeper gets back. Agafonov, who scored a moment ago. Russia really looking menacing. Bili, loose pass this time. Croatia will quickly take it back, but Bili is there. Look at this little man go. Bili, tripped. No whistle. Croatia needing a goal quickly. That was hopeful from long way out. And Denis Agafonov scoring the goal, the third, his first of the tournament. Yarmolenko back onto the pitch after a brief spell. And the Russians, you can sense they are growing in confidence. The pace picking up now. Grudovic! Oh, and the header goes in! The captain has scored! Matic! Croatia get one back. Grudovic, the assist. And the captain, Matic, who gets the goal to give Croatia some sort of hope.
And Matic, most caps for Croatia, now the most goals for Croatia. His first here is 29th in total for his country. That will mean a lot to him. But it's given Croatia now a bit of hope.
They still trail by 2 goals. It's 3-1 to Russia. 5 minutes remaining in this Group C encounter. Matic, the man who scored the goal. This time Yarmolenko is in the way. And going down heavily over the sideline, Vereshnikov. It's going to be a Croatian ball.
It promises to be a furious last 5 minutes, Mike. Croatia know that they've got to get forward, they've got to create a few more openings. But will that allow Russia the opportunity to catch them on the counter-attack?
Well, I think in some respects it happened in reverse a moment ago. The Russians' confidence was growing. Matic, as there is a foul called. In fact, a yellow card will come out. The yellow card on the Russian player. As we just find out, I think it may have been Markham.
Mikael Markin.
He goes into the book. So the first yellow card in this match. But I think that the fact that Croatia were able to score that goal really came because the Russians were building in confidence. They were taking risks. Grudovic! Good save again. Denisov doing a fine job in goal. Grudovic. The Russians there. Vereshnikov's trying to get it away and finally sent back up the field by Alekperov. Yes, well, it can work in reverse. The Russians, with that 3-0 lead, deciding to play with some flair. It did leave them open on the counter-attack. Grudovic again. Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko will take the ball. 3-1, 4 minutes remaining. Russia in front. Exciting second half, a scoreless first half. Jal Havelange watching with great interest as Croatia go forward again. Grudovic goes down. Grudovic down in the D. And no whistle in his favour. Well, the Croatians wanting it, and now they're calling for a stoppage as they want to go out and treat the play. They believe there should have been a penalty.
And it was the second official who ruled it out. Of course, 2 referees in futsal, but I reckon there was contact there. I think they should have had a penalty.
I think it was just inside the D. Very unlucky when he was tripped. So that is a cruel blow to Croatia. Such a key man in their scoring opportunities, Grudovic. And surely from the spot, he would have really given Denisov something to think about.
Croatia won all 4 of their qualifying games. They scored 22 goals, and Grudovic got 9 of them.
But they still trail by 2 goals. Second half goals coming to Markham, Yaramenko, Ankafonov, and then Matic, number 4, the first for Croatia. Well, the pace really has increased as this match has gone on, and the Russian influence has increased as well. They've had so much of the ball for so long it was without reward, but now they lead by 2 goals. Grudovic again, danger man, down outside the key this time, and the Russians will clear it away once again. Malusov. Kachuk's been a fine player, so too is this man Bili. Loose passing, both sides giving up possession momentarily, and Russia will take it.
Timeout has been called.
First of the match with just over 2 minutes remaining, and the Croatians have decided that they need some inspiration from the coach. Down by 2 with time ticking away. A timeout of 60 seconds. Both sides are entitled to 1 timeout per half, but this is the first time after 38 minutes of actual playing time that we've seen it in the match. Well, what an impressive performance this has been by the European champions. They have persevered, and finally they have the rewards that were due. 3 goals coming in the space of 10 minutes in this second half. And then Matic getting 1 for Croatia. But will it be enough for the Croatians? Bili. They need 2 goals very quickly, Croatia. First of all, they need the ball. Bili has it for Russia. Agafono. Kachuk. Now it's back, well, momentarily with Croatia. Bili again, out wide. This is dangerous. Kachuk. Kachuk, who's he got? Well, he decides to go back. Agafono. The Russians well aware of the clock, and they can afford to just hold on to the ball. Kachuk still looking to move it with pace though, and look for another goal. Whistle, crude tackle on Kachuk. And now a second timeout. In fact, it's 5 fouls against Croatia. So any more by the Croatians, the Russians will go to the 10-metre penalty spot. Yaramenko, Markin. Markin still pushed off the ball, sliding, missing. Shot was well wide to the left. Vizhnikov, Markin, Yaramenko! Yaramenko still going, surely! Oh, just wide, not retaining his balance. And as the goalkeeper was out of position, Charapina came in to cover the goals for Croatia.
Butigan, the goalkeeper, did well once more, though he would refuse to drop down to his knees ahead of the incoming player.
Del Pont still going. Del Pont! Croatia get a second!
Dervishagic right there on the goal line who got it.
They are not out of it yet. Dervishagic, number 2 for Croatia. Del Pont holding on to it. We didn't see him in the first half. Has looked impressive in the second. Onto his left foot, just beating the goalkeeper to the right. And Dervishagic was there.
Well, what a game we've got now. 70 seconds to go. Russia 3, Croatia 2.
So now Russia trying to hold on to this lead. They have the ball though. Yaramenko, just over a minute of playing time remaining. Yaramenko again. Russia 3, Croatia 2. Exciting Group C encounter. Markin. Yellow card. And the Russians will go to the 10-metre spot. The yellow card, and that was the 6th accumulated foul against Croatia. So it is going to be a penalty kick from the 10-metre spot for Russia.
And Grycia, the player, caution.
Well, this could be the goal that sews it up for the Russians. In goes the shot, and a goal! Alekbarov, what a shot! Powerful from the 10-metre spot, beating Butigan to the right. And Russia get goal number 4.
Terrific shot. It was aimed almost at the goalkeeper. Russia 4, Croatia 2, and we have our second timeout with barely a minute remaining. What a comeback it was by Croatia. 3 goals behind, then to bring it back to 3-2. But as they chased the game, they committed far too many fouls, and they've been punished now by that goal from the second penalty mark.
Well, it's bad luck for Croatia, but it just does indicate the dangers in committing the fouls. The Croatian bench, and they finally concede another goal.
Marian Berncic there on the near side, the Croatian coach. He's been in charge for 6 years, ever since Croatia started playing international futsal.
Inside the last 60 seconds, Croatia down by 2 goals, and Russia have the ball again. Baryshnikov takes it back again. Well, Russia have had all the answers. Markin, they dominated the first half without scoring, took a 3-goal lead. Croatia gamely fought their way back into it, but now it's Russia by 2 goals in the last few seconds of the match. Baryshnikov has been a fine player. So is this man, Yaramenko. Seconds ticking away. Yaramenko loses possession. Late, belated chance. Del Pont. Too wide. And it's full time. Victory to Russia over Croatia in this opening Group C encounter. They've thrilled the crowd here at Teodoro Flores. 6 goals in the match, all in the second half, and Russia with the bulk of them. The final score, Russia 4, defeating Croatia 2.